Hi everyone, this is a review for Yasin. And what we can see here is that the system is very stressed, okay? You do have blue eyes, but it's covered by a thick layer of lymph and toxicity. So we see around the colon area, which is the area right around the pupil, it's very dark brown, and that's not actually your natural color. So this area, it just shows you how beat up basically your colon is from eating the wrong foods. Also, what we see here is we see a lot of nerve rings going around the eye. And again, this is all part of the same problem. When you start eating foods that are not natural for your body, the body is having a hard time digesting, it's having a hard time detoxing, and just keeping itself working properly. But it takes years for us to see the damage of that. So it's nice that you are reversing that, and you will see the results of it at pretty much, in all areas of your life, right? Because it affects our function of the brain, which affects our thinking, affects our concentration, affects our energy levels. It affects how our organs are functioning. So your eyes are blue, but I don't want you to focus so much on specifically, changing the color of the eyes, but also focusing on how much changes you can make for your health, which will be of a much more benefit. We can also see that the sclera, which is the white part, there's a lot of redness there as well. And it just shows us again that the body is stressed, because it is stressed, right? As you start to detox, you will see, oh, and there's also a skin ring going around. Your constitution looks like about a medium, I would say, just because there is a lot of kind of areas that are broken up in terms of the fibers being not entirely straight, but all of this can be reversed. But you do have to start going to a much more raw food diet. So you want to get to about 90% raw, 80% raw, and getting away from meat products as well as animal products, as well as man-made products as well, because people are like, well, what if I have bread? Well, what really is bread? It's wheat, which has, been GMO'd, processed, as much as it could possibly, I think, get at this point, right? Milk and, just, basically it's garbage. So if you're consuming all the times foods that are not natural for your body, you're going to have bad results when you're older, right? So those are the most important things: sticking to raw, making sure you're having at least 2 bowel movements a day, meaning that when you're putting in food, stuff is coming out, right? Because that just logically makes sense. And also making sure that you're filtering through your urine, meaning the kidneys are filtering. And to do that, just pee in the cup in the morning and see if there's any kind of sediment in the cup, if there's any particles in it. If there is, good. If not, just keep going at it. You will get those particles at some point. And what that means when you see particles in your urine, it means the stuff is coming out. It's getting cleared out of your body, which is the function of the body, is to clear it out. Because what happens is it goes to the kidneys, right? The blood goes to the kidneys, it gets filtered, and the stuff that gets filtered goes to the bladder and gets filtered out. Okay, so if the kidneys are not functioning properly, then your urine will be clear. It might be like different shades, but it will be clear. There won't be anything in it. So you do want to make sure that you are detoxing all this stuff out. And as you go on this diet, it will happen. If you continue to do it and you feel like it's just not happening after about 6 months, then you might want to kick it up a notch and take some additional herbs to do detox. But really, getting diet in order is the most key thing, because everything else, you can't kind of cheat your way into health. If your diet is not on point, there's nothing you can take herbal that will fix that until you fix the diet, because you're going to be toxifying yourself as you are helping with the herbs, which doesn't really work, right? So what you want to do is make sure that the diet gets on point, and then everything else will fall in line with that. The areas that I do see problems with, there's nothing really specific. It's just basically around the colon. There's a lot of pocketing, and again, just because the colon has been beat up so much. and there's nerve rings, which it just indicates that you have anxiety and that there is a lot of stress happening. So you kind of want to limit that as much as possible. And but again, it still comes down to the diet. Change your diet and you will start to feel better. I hope you find this review helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you guys would like me to review your eyes, please send it to me. I'll leave the links below where you can send it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.